Hello everyone, welcome back to Trek A Day. Today we have another Star Trek book with Star Trek Voyager, of the numbered series number 2, right after the novelization of Caretaker, The Escape. This is a fun little standalone Voyager adventure. Pocket Books is proud to present the first original novel starring the crew of the starship Voyager. Stranded far across the galaxy, theirs is a voyage of a lifetime that will take them far into uncharted space, where no one has gone before. The USS Voyager is in desperate trouble. Her systems damaged, her warp engines failing. Without immediate repairs, the starship and her crew will be trapped forever between the stars. Captain Catherine Janeway must guide her ship to an ancient, deserted planet that could hold the key to their survival. A planet that is hiding more than one deadly secret. A few things that really stand out in this book and are real positives, and then a few things that weren't so great with The Escape. First, we have the premise, something that Voyager should have dove more deeply into throughout these series and just kind of forgot frequently. The idea of disrepair on the ship, running out of supplies, being alone, and having more of those elements of that two-parter. The Year of Hell really stands out, I think, with audiences because those elements that should have been more prevalent throughout the series were frequently forgotten. And this is one of the cases early on in Voyager where they actually do face that dilemma that they would be faced with, and really being in desperate need of materials, of supplies, and going on a mission, even one that could possibly be dangerous, just for that survival aspect of Voyager. So that stands out as being really good, and I like when one of the novels goes into that aspect. And the general premise of the society that they find is pretty fascinating too, and it's thought out and written well until we get near the end. They encounter a society that, instead of traveling and spreading out through space, they decided to travel and spread their growing population out through time and not leave their planet. And they go over the rules of that society and how part of our crew very accidentally breaks one of those rules, and it becomes a really interesting look into a very different society and a bit of a time travel adventure. And it's a really fun concept that's played with in a way that is entertaining and fascinating. The only problem is that the conclusion feels a little too simple, a little too rushed, and not quite logical. So it's a little disappointing how something that's a premise that's really built up very well kind of has a mediocre conclusion. That's one aspect. The other thing is, while the majority of the characters are largely written very well, you can hear the characters' voices. It feels like they are true to the character, with the exception of Neelix in kind of an odd way. Early Neelix, season 1 and 2 in particular, while he had his moments, could be a little annoying. And I think the voice of Neelix, the characterization of Neelix in this, focused a little too heavily on that aspect of the character, where he became a little too much of a clown, a little too oafish. I felt a little off while reading it, but again, those are the only real two issues, and otherwise, I think this is a fun read if you want just a little fun solo Voyager adventure taking place during the early adventures of the Starship Voyager.